Good morning, everyone. It's Joker, and today we are back with another slime video. And today we are going to be discussing in the most unbiased but definitely biased way possible I think, the final thoughts on the Tales of Collab and everything that came with it, or most everything that came with it. Maybe not every single detail, but like the big hitters. And I'm just gonna go over everything that mattered and be like, was it good? Was it bad? Blah blah blah. I think I speak for 95% of the population of the game when I say that this collab was pretty mid. Like, it wasn't awful. It could have been a whole lot worse, but it also wasn't super fantastic. And this is coming off of the Freerun collab, earlier this year, which was actually fairly good. The team was fine, the units individually were good, the events were fine, and that was a good template to follow. And then they follow up with this team, and it is just another orange stacking collab team, which Freyrun was, and so you have a direct competitor. Like, they go side by side, and I just put out the damage and the ease of use kind of testing video between Reamer and Himmel, and objectively, Himmel is just much nicer to run. Yeah, your damage output isn't as high, but if you make a team that's well built, then your damage is going to be fine. You're going to kill everything. Rimuru and Hinata has a much higher ceiling because she has permanent dark stacking and everything like that. But at the same time, like, if you were to run this team as it is built right now, there are going to be times where you are not getting what you need. You have full hands of greens and blues, or you have no Hinata orbs to steal, and then the convert happens and you have like one leftover green or blue orb, and that ruins your 6-hand send. You generally don't have that happen with the Freerun team, because Himmel is doing so much converting, and then you have Raphael to help back that up, where it doesn't really matter. But this team, like, if you want to take out Alphen, who is your alt swapper and orb changer for himself, and bring in like Wielder of Magic Hinata, then yeah, your problems are definitely solved because you're guaranteed orange orbs at that point. But that's like you need that Hinata, who is quite old now. You might not have her still. I mean, she's featured on the banner, and I get why she's featured on the banner because she's kind of necessary for ease of use. But like, if you don't have her, you're kind of fucked, for lack of a better term. So the team is just not fun, right? Alphen is a really cool, our first like true free to play DPS character. I don't know why he only converts his own goddamn orbs. He should have just converted 2 or 3 of whatever orbs. Could have been the first of his kind to do that as a free to play character while being a DPS. Xion, like, her gimmick is stupid. Like, there's no reason that you're gonna bring that gimmick, because if you need to be type advantage that bad, then just bring a type advantage nuker. Or just bring someone who you know can do oodles of boodles of damage, and then type disadvantage doesn't really make a difference, because you're going to murderize anything that you kill, because you're going to do hundreds of millions of damage or something like that. It doesn't matter. The only reason it's here is to make Hinata hit like a little bit harder, and Hinata already hits super hard because she's already on the team, and she's already the single target DPS. She's already stacking to the moon with dark attack. Like, the fact that she now acts like a fire character, like, ooh, whoop-de-doo, it doesn't matter. Xion, Tail Xion, with her crit buff, is good. Like, the 110% crit damage buff is good because now we have almost all of the 4 big damage buffs. Synergy, Pierce, now crit, and now we just need someone to give 100% Aegis and 100% Aegis power, which Velzard does, like, kind of that because it's Aegis resistance down and it's equatable, but it's not a buff you can hold. So we are still waiting for the Aegis skill, but we only have one Aegis meta at all since its introduction a couple months ago, which is kind of surprising. Um, Her second skill, though, is going to be borderline useless because Reckoning is a thing and Vengeance is a thing. Devs are, a lot of the fights, not all of them, but a lot of them, are actively nerfing resurrection skills, healing skills, body and spirit skills in general. And so your resurrection state probably you can't use, or you use it and it's going to be immediately taken away because they also want to nerf Reckoning and Vengeance because those are really cheesy teams and they can kill most anything, and they don't really want you to rely on that every single month. So I don't know the next time we're actually going to use the resurrection state. And even like giving it to her now, like, yeah, she was the healing character in Tales of Arise. I get it. It's canonically accurate. Just like Slime Shion's little 4 element thing is canonically accurate. Does it make it fun to use, though? Not really. The beatdown battle was unnecessarily stupid and counterattacky, and then they hit really, really hard on like one turn just to make you use the resurrection state. Like, that's it. And then the EX Quest Inferno stage, like that, it's really the only time we really needed that. Otherwise, you didn't really use it in Jubilee. You're not going to use it in Ranked Valor Cup. You're not going to use it for Tempered Edge. So it serves almost no purpose. And then Hinata, going back to what I said about body and spirit skills being sealed half the time, her orb steal, her resurrection, her Lord's Ambition, and her grit ability, and everything else, and her stacking dark attack is all tied to a body and spirit skill. So if those get sealed for the entire fight, you're not orb stealing. And then you lose a lot of what makes Hinata good, is stealing into her orbs and getting this 42% dark attack, then ulting 5 times in a row for an extra 15 dark attack every time. And then she becomes a kind of mediocre support character, because 100% alt resistance down is cool. Other characters do that already. And then if you don't ever alt with her, because you can't steal with her to begin with, because your body and spirit skill is sealed, then you're not going to get those stacks of the crit resistance debuff, because Hinata has to alt for those. So it is very, unlikely that you're going to nuke with Hinata 4 times in a fight to get that fully capped out so someone else can hit hard. Right? It's going to be so Hinata can do it. And if you don't have Hinata, then it's not a problem. If you don't have the new Shion, it's not a problem. If you don't have anyone for the collab, it's not really a problem. But the fact of the matter is that if you're gonna bring a collab in, you really want to make sure you hit 2 things. Like 2 things. And they're very easy to hit. First thing is that people know what the fuck your collab is. And 2, make the units really good so people want to spend money. This is a gacha game. It's a business. They want to make money. They want you to spend crystals and then buy more crystals so you can summon for the new characters that you're going to have FOMO for because they're collab units and they never come back. But this team, like, I can't look at any of them and be like, yeah, no, you're really going to suffer if you don't have them. Like, not like with Fern or Freerun on a lesser extent, or, sorry people for my blatant stupidity at the time, but Raphael from Freerun team, like, those characters, like, if you don't have them, it really does hurt. Like, there is a definite difference between your account if you have or do not have the Freerun meta. Versus this team, like, none of them makes so much of an impact where I'm gonna be like, damn, you should have got that Shion from the Tails collab. You should have got that Hinata. That would solve all your problems. Like, it's not what any of these characters are doing. Ignore Blanc, because she's not actually, like, a collab unit. She's just on the team because it's necessary. Yeah, none of the units are like super incredible amazing like you must summon. And that's really not what you want to do for a collab with limited time characters that never come back and you want to force people to summon, is make them mid. And then going back to the first point, almost nobody knew what the fuck Tales of was. It's a super long running game franchise in Japan. Fantastic. Like, the 10 JP players that I actively follow on Twitter, no clue what Tales is. Actual JP players who live in Japan, who play this game quite often, were like, Tales what? Who are these characters? Or like, oh yeah, I haven't played that since like 20 years ago or something. Like, no one knew what this collab was. And I get why they did it, because it's Bandai property and it's cheap to collab with. Just like the Idolmaster collab is Bandai property and it was cheap to collab with. But the Idolmasters were literally invincible. Like, actually invincible, which now is not a big thing because they can remove that. But at the time, like, that was good. And now you have this team, and we just came off the stacking Freerun team, and you get to this, and you be like, yeah, everyone knows who Freerun is because it's a new anime, it's big hype, it's popular, people are aware of it. And then 6 months later, we get the Tales of collab. Like, I'm lucky I even played Tales of Arise to begin with back in 2021 when it came out. But, like, if I had never done that, I would have no idea what Tales is. And I'd be like, who the fuck are these people? Like, I may have seen a picture of one of the collab unit, or one of the Tales characters, like, just off on the internet randomly, but I wouldn't be like, oh, yeah, no, I know all the plot around her. And I only know the plot around Alphen and Shion because I only played the one goddamn game, which is a different story that we'll talk about in a second thing. But, like, if no one knows your collab, how do you expect them to be happy for it? How do you expect to generate hype and money for a collab with an IP that nobody really knows? There are, like, the 5% of people out there who do know what Tails is, and they really like Tails, and congratulations to you. However, I'm still pretty sure that you found this collab pretty mid. So, I don't know, guys. It's just a weird collab. I don't know why they decided to do it. And then moving on to the third point that I didn't list, but I just said we're going to move to, is that there's only literally two collab characters in this. It's Alphen and Shion, and they're from the same game, Tales of Arise. And everybody else that is a collab unit is a slime character dressed up as someone from a Tales franchise, which again, nobody knows about. So nobody knows who the fuck Rimuru and Shion and Hinata are cosplaying as. And the free-to-play Veldora, where are you? Right here. Like, 95% of players didn't know who 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 characters were. Straight up. Didn't know them. And the fact that only two of them are actual true collabs is really kind of disappointing. Because normally there's been a pretty even spread for the collabs, right? So if we go all the way back to Adventurer, like we had Megumin, Aqua, and Kazuma. And then the free-to-play character, the protector character, free-to-play battle units, or protection character, was Shuna, and then Rimuru. Like, those were the two slime characters. If I'm going to have a collab, I want collab units. I want units from that franchise outweighing the slime characters. And the Adventure team did that. The Overlord team, the Pretty Sparkle, was a even split. Rimuru and who was the free-to-play protector? Chloe. And then we had Mirai, Shizuka, and then Tsubasa. So again, that was more collab characters. And then we technically got Idol Shuna, but she's a Christmas unit and she's a general banner character, so like it doesn't really count that much. So again, we got more collab characters than we did slime characters. Overlord, Stern Spirit, we got Rimuru, and then we got Shizu. And Gabiru? Right? No, it was just I think it was Gabiru dressed up as Demiurge. But then we had Ainz, Albedo, Shoutir. Like it was a Nabe free-to-play character. Like again, more collab characters than we did slime characters. And then the Frieren team, when it came out, was a good spread. Himmel, Frieren, Fern, Stark, and then Raphael, Milim cosplaying as Aura. So, like, where was this kind of more collab unit spread for Tales of? Where we got two Tales characters that nobody knew anyways. But we only got two of them. They could have very, very easily just made Hinata Velvet. I don't know why they didn't. We knew she was coming. Like, it was the only real logical final unit of the collab, if they were going to be a DPS character, would be the Velvet with the giant red claw. And to be fair, Hinata does have the red claw in her ult animation and in the image of her skill, but doesn't actually give her a claw. Why wasn't this just Velvet? Was it money? I don't think so, because you own the rights to Velvet. So I don't know why they went heavy-handed with the slime characters when we're in a collab, and most times collabs are more caring about the actual other IPs. that you're collabing with, and not so much slime. That's the reason you collab, is to bring other IPs into your game, where we already have a butt ton of slime characters. We have a lot of Hinatas. We have a lot of Rimurus. We have, well, actually not a lot of Shions, but someone I think at Bandai just hates Shion. So that is just another kind of head-scratchy, questionable thing, is that your collab nobody knows about, the units are kind of mid, and the amount of actual collab characters is low. And yeah, they're cosplaying. It doesn't count. It doesn't count. These are slime characters. Does not count. So those, like, why? Why all these question marks? A collab should be a great time for people to, dig in and summon and have fantastic units, knowing they'll never come back. So you want to make them good. Next, I mean, we did get a lot of free gear. We got free gear for everybody. Interestingly, not the accessories, though. Whereas the Freerun team got gear and accessories that made them immune to bind, why didn't they give that with immunity to stun or something with these characters, since Beatdown Battle did stun you? I don't know. It's not like super high on the priority list, but it is just kind of another questionable thing. Free gear for Shion that is like kind of universal is an interesting gimmick to go along with her character that she's modeled after, but we'll see if it's good for people. And the fact that free gear, you can equip it to other newer players, fine. All right. At least we got free gear. We got the 2 free multis for the first banner, as we always do with every meta, so that's not really like a feather in their cap. It is just the standard. But we did also get the 2 EX tickets in the Part 1 Bazaar and the Part 2 Bazaar, and they generally don't put EX tickets in there, so that is good. Like, that is a good check mark on the collab, is that they've given us a couple free EX units, and I'm not going to argue with free EX characters, so good job on that. Please keep doing that, actually. Please just continue to add in EX tickets to all the event banners. There are way too many EX characters now. Next up is something that we have really been trending away from, and that is free dupes of the collab characters. Like Adventure, we got 1 free dupe, Protector Rimuru. We got for Overlord, we got a free dupe of literally everybody. Ainz, Rimuru, Albedo, Shizu, Shoutir. Like, everybody got a free dupe. And then for Adventure, we got a free Raphael dupe. And then for this collab, we got no free dupes. Why no free dupes? It does, mean you have to pull the character to begin with. So for a lot of people, that free dupe for those other metas are probably just sitting there because you didn't pull them and they're never coming back. So it is kind of like a, well, damned if you do, damned if you don't kind of scenario. But why are we moving away from free dupes? Why instead of that, give me a free multi on the Shion and the Hinata banner instead. Do that and give people the chance to get them for free instead of giving away free dupes. That would be reasonable compensation. But, like, why are we getting stingy? I don't have an answer to that question. I'm just, why is Bandai being stingy about it? I don't know. Again, Bandai owns the franchise. Like, there's no reason, like, you didn't have to pay extra money to do that, because you're paying yourself. There is no raid or Jubilee Blitz. I mean, that is kind of a take it or leave it kind of thing. Some people enjoy Jubilee Blitz, having 2 ranking events a month, or a raid where it is just modeled after Jubilee, but it's not nearly as try-hardy, and everybody gets rewards regardless of what you do, because it's just like global. If you do this much damage in the set amount of time, then everybody gets free gear, or an EX ticket, or shards or something. Like, those are fun. Because it gives people incentive to play because you want to get those rewards. And also you want to test out the team in its early stages, because generally the raids are like the first half of the meta, and then actual Jubilee is the second half. But we didn't get either of those, so unfortunate. But again, that's kind of a take it or leave it kind of thing. We did get a lot of things to do. Like, a lot of things to put stamina into. Part 1 and Part 2 both are parallel processing things. You have the Predator battles. You have the Great Spirits Right event that you parallel process. You've got the Tales of Slime side stories. You've got Jubilee. You've got the Kaijin event. There were a lot a lot of things to spend stamina on, which can be a blessing and a curse because you have a lot of stuff to do. Do you have the stamina potions to do it? And this Vesta event giving you one potion a day or a couple potions a day is, not quite enough to compensate for that when you also have Jubilee and you have beatdown battles and you have normal training quests you have to grind to level up your characters. Like, there was almost, I would say, too much to do, too much busy work, and not enough stamina potions to go around. So, again, that is another take it or leave it scenario. But I think that covers just about everything. We also had the flip card event as well. The EX quests, I mean, were fun. They were very, very, very built towards the meta, as you would kind of expect it. They're just like extra beatdown battles, if you want to look at it that way. This Inferno quest was a bitch, though. Like, good luck with that. You either have the free run team or you have this team, or you're not clearing it. This was unfortunate, and a lot of people are not going to clear this fight before it goes away. But they do sell you a solution in that. Yeah, there's a hard stage, summon, just like beatdown battle. Like Dire 2 is the same kind of story. You can't beat the stage, you better get the new units. What else can I tell you, bruh? So, I mean, I had an interesting time with this. I do recognize that it is unlikely for a lot of people to beat it, but now I think we've covered pretty much everything I want to talk about, and it still leads me back to the assumption that the opinion that this collab was just kind of mid. The units didn't make sense. The unit kits weren't as strong as they probably should have been. A whole butt ton of events that people probably didn't have stamina for. Some things were missing. I just think they could have done a lot better. So I'm interested to know your thoughts now that everything is out and everything is done. Jubilee is over. What are your final thoughts on this collab? Did you actually enjoy it? Are my opinions valid, or am I shouting at the moon, crying wolf, and boohoo content creator whale is unhappy? Let me know. I do want to know, because I might actually want to do like a feedback video and be like, let's see what everyone else thought of this. So we might make that a separate video. But let me know your thoughts in the comments below. That's it from me. Take it easy, guys. And hopefully the 4th anniversary will be better than this. See ya.